Hey guys, Kim here from Kim on a Whim, and as you can see in today's video, it's all going to be about Halloween. I'm just doing outside decorations for this video. I do have another video coming up of the inside decorations, but I didn't want the video to be too long, so we're going to start with outside stuff. And this is Mia here, and I'd have to say, if it wasn't for Mia and Nick pulling everything together this Halloween, I would not have been able to do it. I've been nursing a bad back, not a bad back, but I get like flare-ups of my sciatic nerve and it's bothering me pretty bad right now. So Mia and Nick and Mia's boyfriend totally took care of everything as far as getting the outside ready for Halloween. This is one of Mia's favorite holidays, so she kind of takes the reins here and we just all kind of follow along. But I do want to say thank you to all the new subscribers that I have. Last month I got a lot of new subscribers, so let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Kim from Kim on a Whim. I have two pretty much grown kids, late teens, early 20s, stay-at-home mom for now. Let's see how this works. I've been a stay-at-home mom. We're going to see what we can do now that the kids are getting a little bit older, but I'm married to my high school sweetheart. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary this year. So 25 years married and 30 some years together, I think. But anyway, so that's a little bit about me. And I want to thank all of my new subscribers and my existing subscribers because you guys are awesome. And I love chatting with you guys down in the comments. So enough chat about that. Let's get into what you're actually seeing, which this is Mia and Nick cutting out the witch that she just drew. If there's one thing I can say, like, Mia has an amazing talent for art and loves all things decorating for Halloween, like I said. So this is like her time. She's zoned in right now. I'm a little afraid watching this back because I wasn't home while this was all going on. So it's a little frightening to watch as I was editing everything. But you know what? Everybody made it through and everybody has their digits. So thank God, right? But let's get right into Mia cutting her witches out. So what Mia's using here is just a piece of scrap plywood that we had in our garage. We do have a larger witch that she had cut out, I believe, last year. And then she had cut a witch out a couple years before that, which you'll see those also when you get to see like the whole front lawn coming together. But just a piece of plywood and a really old saw. We probably should get a newer saw, but then she's going to spray paint the witch, and this also has a like a protectant in it, so because it will be outside all the time, so you kind of have to make sure that if you're going to make something like this, you do something to seal it a little bit. It was pressure treated, so it's good to withstand the weather, like the rainy days that we get in October. Now she's moving on to making some tombstones for out front, and this she just used a big piece of foam that she got from the Home Depot, and I think she cut about it's like 5 or 6 stones out of this. And she's just going through and drawing out exactly what she wants it to say. And then after she draws out and sees how she likes everything, she'll then go through and start to carve it. And I wanted to play a little game with you guys. Do you guys know where this is from? What movie this is from? We're kind of big movie geeks over here, so everything kind of has a little bit of a movie theme for us when we decorate. But this is definitely from one of the horror movies that you always see in October. And let me know in the comment section down below if you guys know what movie this is from. Emi's just going through and making this look really weathered and aged and kind of giving it a distressed look. She's using some a rock that she had found outside with a hammer and just kind of scraping it all up and doing like little carvings in it and etching through it, and just to kind of give it like that worn out stone almost look. And then she's going to use a sealant on this as well, because this is like a foam, so we're sure it would absorb any kind of moisture. And she's putting on a kind of like a dry lock kind of paint at first, and then she'll go through and do a little more detail in the wording itself. And that's actually, it's really cool to see. She did 2 different techniques on some of the different stones. Some of them she started here first with the dry lock, and then other ones she started the black paint first and then did the dry lock paint over it. So it's a little bit different, like the techniques were a little different here, but they turned out pretty cool. And this is also another stone from a movie, which you can kind of see what movie it is, although it's weird because they pronounce it different in the movie than how it looks like it's spelled. But yeah, so So yeah, the foam is all painted, dried, and ready to go. Now she is putting, just with some liquid nails, attaching them to 2x4s that we had in the garage as well. We just recently had our roof done, so we have all of this extra scrap wood laying around. So we figured why not use it, you know, and try and make different kind of projects with it. So now here's the finished product of the 2 witches. And then there's a larger witch that we also have, but then this is this like creepy ghoulish guy that she had made last year with some, I think it was pool noodles and concrete and burlap or like drop cloths or something. She's always finding different kind of projects to make, much like this spider webbing kind of stuff that she found on Amazon. I will link stuff below so that you can see like the stuff that she grabbed. This she's just attaching to a hook that's on the side of the house, cutting it down because she wanted to make 2. They're kind of spiderweb looking. I know you can cut the holes, she said, a little larger so that it's more stringy looking, but she wanted it to last for a little bit, so she didn't want to cut the holes too large in here. Then you see Nick has the other piece and just kind of, he was twirling around like he was a ghost. We told him we were just going to leave him out there as one of the decorations. But now she's going through and just cutting holes into it with scissors, and also using the X-Acto knife that she used to carve out the stones. And this came out pretty cool, I'd have to say. Like, this was a neat looking thing that she did. Okay, so now they're moving on to making this cauldron for their witches. And she took some wood that we had in the back from a tree that was cut down, and she figured she would string it up with some of the orange lights to kind of make it look like it was like a fire with the cauldron under on top of it. And now she's positioning one of her smaller witches, and then you can see the big witch over there kind of towards the left of your screen. We've had her for a couple years, and I'd have to say the technique that she used for this, it has lasted a few years. Our one witch just snapped in half from a windy day a few years ago, and we keep her in the garage, and she kind of holds up pretty well. Now she's going to just stake in some of these fence, like kind of little, I don't know, they're like little plastic kind of creepy stuff. They're just creepy things. We've had these for many, many years. I got these from, I want to say, the dollar store probably 5 or 6 years ago. You can see one of them is actually broken, but they still work. They still look kind of cool and creepy, so I just keep using them. I try not to go out and buy a lot of stuff for my decorating because it is only for a short while. So try not to spend too much money. These are a few of the tombstones that we'd bought, and then these are ones that, the ones in the center are the ones that Mia made, and then there's a couple foam ones that we had bought prior years. The only thing that we did, one of the things that we did get that were new were these little ghosts. We bought them at the end of the season last year at Target. I think they were on like clearance for 70% off, so we grabbed them up and knew we would want to use them for this year. But they came out kind of cute. She wanted to put them around the tombstones, so it's not all creepy. There's a little cute, but I have to say it's mostly creepy. Now Mia's just stringing up some of the lights that we have. The cool thing about these lights is they're battery operated, so you don't have to worry about running so many different plugs. And not only the battery operated, but they also do have a timer on them. They have an on and off, and then also a little timer button. So you can turn them on, like we usually try to put them on just as it gets dark, so around 7. And then the timer, I think, is for 4 hours. So that we're not having to run out and like going through and unplugging everything. These will just shut off by themselves. And they've lasted a good while. I think we've had these now for like 2 or 3 years. And I was saying to me at this point, I'm like, we kind of always do things backwards. She put up the tombstones and then put the lights up. But, oh well. Now she put some of the webbing that you can find at the Dollar Tree. This is one of the new things that we did have to buy too, because, you know, every year you just have to throw it away. This gives a really cool glow at night. Alright guys, so here it is. Oh, it looks so cool out there. I have to say again, like me and Nick totally blew it out of the park. We, like I said, just kind of followed Mia's direction. I just recorded everything. Like I said, these guys helped me out so much. Everything turned out so cool. That's another movie reference. I'm not sure if you guys would get that one either. It's all movie references on that. But then there's the spider webs. She has a couple flood lamps. These are lights that we use usually in our flower bed out back. They're solar powered, so she just put them out front. We don't really go out back as it's getting colder out now. This is our witch that we've had for a few years with a lantern that's older than I am. She just put some battery operated twinkle lights in that. This is something that was new for this year. She set up this, it has a cauldron with a like fog machine inside of it. She just fills it up with a little bit of water and it gives off the light and the fog coming up. She wants to get another one, I think. She said it's not giving off enough. I think it is, and especially I think as it gets a little bit chillier, you'll get more of like a fog or steam effect from it. That's the two witches that you saw her drawing, cutting out, and painting in this video for this year. We do have stuff that we're going to be doing on the inside now. We got most of it done. Again, Mia, huge help. And she's pulling everything together, just doing some finishing touches. So if you guys want to see that video, make sure you hit that subscribe button with the notification bells. That way you'll see that one coming up. Like I said, that one's almost done. We have a few finishing touches and then we'll be good to go for Halloween. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It is getting better. My back, that is. I should be good to go in like probably another week or two. I've been battling this for probably about 2-3 weeks. It's been about 3-4 weeks, honestly. I'm going to be really honest, but it's getting better and I should be back on track with decluttering because I'm still finishing up my bedroom. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye, guys.